Okay, I just got to my favorite teacher's house when I was doing my 21-year prison bid. She is the bomb. She doesn't know I'm coming. Here we go. Let's surprise her.
Mr. Lacey? Oh my god! How are you? How did you find? Oh my god! Well, come in, you wanna come inside? Oh my god, how are you? Oh my god!
Don't look at me! Don't look at me! Kill my daughter!
You had $500, right? Made from your stickers?
Yeah.
Okay, you now have 6,000.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Come on now, quit playing with me.
No, I'm not. I'm literally not. I'm dead serious. You have like it's been like 1,200 orders, and there's $6,000 made from your stickers.
Well, half of that's yours.
No, it's all yours.
No, half's yours.
No.
We're doing this together.
No, it's all yours. I'll take out whatever I like put in, like whatever I paid for, but everything else is yours.
It's really for robbery. You know, for like a stolen, or like a bank, or whatever it ain't. Oh, it's a bank. Well, it's far ago. Bank, or man, chase. You didn't see Capital One. Whatever. Sparrow. I can't hear you. Sparrow. You robbed a Sparrow bank? I'll give you some sperm right now.
Alright, first question. Are you the killer?
No.
Really?
Yes.
Killer say what?
What?
Got him! We got him! Guilty! Okay, in prison, the two most despised individuals are a snitch and a child molester, or a chomo for short. If you are any of those two things, you will not be able to walk the yard. Not only that, there's a good chance you might get beat up. Once you touch down to prison, whichever group or race you are going to run with, you have 30 days to produce your paperwork, court transcripts, PSI to basically clear you. I'm gonna let you guys in a little secret as well too. The prison that I was at, there were sometimes staff members would go to a particular race and let them know, hey, you have a chomo coming today. I do not have any kids. I have siblings. And in my eyes, and I'm pretty sure this is the popular opinion, a crime involving children is not excusable. You do have some fed yards where a child molester and a snitch is able to walk the yard, but on active yards, it is a no-go. Nobody respects a chomo, not even the prison staff as well. I could give you a lot of stories where chomos were actually beat up.
Happens in prison. If you're my cellie in prison, and I pull your paperwork, and I find out that you were a child molester, that level, fucking with an under 12-year-old, it's my duty as a convict to fuck you up.
Let this be a reminder that there really are monsters out there. In 2007, a woman living right near a prison in California got home late one night and went right to bed. Around midnight, she woke up to footsteps on her first floor, assumed it was her roommate, so she goes downstairs to say hi. She yells out to her roommate, who doesn't say anything, and then in walks this giant man who she doesn't recognize. She runs upstairs, jumps in her closet into the crawl space, and hides. As she's helplessly tucked away in this little crawl space, trying not to make any sound, all she hears is this giant man sprinting around her house, running into walls, flipping furniture, and screaming in frustration because he can't find her. Finally, after several hours, she slowly opens the crawl space back up, crawls out, and gets her phone off the nightstand and calls police. As she's telling the police her story, she describes the person who had broken in, and they stop her and say, "Ma'am, go back in the crawl space and stay there. We'll be there as soon as we can." It turned out a 6'11" convicted murderer had escaped the prison and was still on the loose.
Caught on camera moments. Part 46.
Being taken back to jail. Or is he? The defendant has slipped away from security and re-entered the courtroom. He strips off his prison-issue shirt and uses it to hide his handcuffs. He makes it to the hallway, and after a quick look around, he takes off. Along the way, he ditches the distinctive orange prison-issue shoes and continues barefoot through the courthouse. Quickly makes his way to the lobby until he exits straight through the front door.
Alright, today we're going to make some tattoo needles. This is going to be our barrel. We're going to use the spring out of this as our needle. Normally we would pop a socket for a lighter, and normally we'd use string as a knife, but I'm going to use a razor blade. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take the ball out of this ballpoint pen. You're going to rub it on the concrete over and over and over until that ball comes out. Alright, I don't know if you can tell, but now we've got that ball out of the ballpoint pen. The next step is to take this. Okay, now we've taken the ink cartridge out of this after we've taken the ballpoint pen out. And what we're gonna do is blow on this and get all the ink out. All right, now we got our ink out. It's time to reassemble this part and make our needle. And we're gonna use the spring out of this pen to make our needle. I'll show you how. All right, I got the spring out, and what we're gonna do is use the lighter to heat the spring up and pull it apart at the same time, like for part 2.
What different prisons look like around the world, part 1. Aranjuez prison in Spain lets inmates' kids stay with them. They let children bond with their parents until they get to around schooling age. They are then sent to live with other family members. Omanichi prison in Japan is made specially for the elderly. Handrails and soft food are provided, and inmates spend their working hours knitting and sewing. Waziri prison in Uganda gives inmates different responsibilities. They grow and harvest their own food, and education is very much encouraged. Violence is very rare, and the reoffending rate is only 30%. This is much lower than in the UK and the United States. Black Dolphin prison in Russia is one of the highest security prisons in the world. Apparently the only way to escape is by dying, because inmates are in a cell within a cell. There's also an average of 5 murders per inmate. Cebu prison in the Philippines makes prisoners perform dance routines as part of their rehabilitation. The dance routines are part of their daily exercise, and they've become a massive hit online.
Now you've seen this viral video. Let me tell you the real story about Isabella Guzman. Isabella, her mom, and her stepfather lived in Colorado. Isabella began to be very rebellious. Her mom caught so many different boys climbing over their backyard fence. She confronted Isabella. Isabella became enraged. That same day, when her mom confronted her, she emailed her and told her that she would pay. The next day, Isabella's mother called Isabella's biological father to come over and have a talk with her. Since her stepfather no longer wanted to talk to her, he had become afraid of her. Isabella's father came over and had a talk with her. He told news reporters that he felt the conversation went well. He thought she might be changing for the better. However, hours later, Isabella's stepfather ran upstairs to the mother's bathroom, where Isabella quickly closed and locked the door. He saw blood coming out from underneath the door, so he called the cops. Isabella had stabbed her mother 151 times and ended.
I'm getting ready to answer a question I don't think many people would think to ask me, and that question is, what is one of the funnest days I had during my 21 years of being locked up? Because fun is definitely not a word typically associated with that environment. And here's my answer. Okay, in the summertime, cell houses get extremely hot. Think of warehouses with 300-400 guys with no air conditioning. We just have these small fans that we can buy off commissary. So one year it had got extremely hot outside, and the administration had became very concerned about how hot the cell houses was getting. So here's what they came up with. They had the fire department come out and open up all the fire hydrants in the prison. And then they released the units to let the guys go play in the water coming out the fire hydrant. And I would never forget the images of all the smiles I seen of all these grown men, tough guys, playing with their friends in the water coming out of fire hydrants. That was one of the funnest days I had during my time locked up.